Hi everyone, this is Dr. Nitin Choda and welcome to this episode of Ignition Time. Thank you so much for being a viewer. Thank you so much for being a subscriber. I want you to know that you're greatly appreciated. This is a slightly unusual video because I'm going to talk about the availability, the logistical delivery of the vaccine, and most importantly, whether we as individuals are even likely to take the vaccine and what the trends show. This is important because whether you take the vaccine or not, that is entirely your decision. I'm not trying to convince you to take the vaccine, but what I am trying to say is that now that there is a vaccine, there is a vaccine, and now that we are talking about the logistical challenges associated with the distribution of the vaccine, we now are faced with a completely different question. The question now is, will individuals take the vaccine? Remember, the more individuals that take the vaccine, assuming the vaccine is safe, which by the way, if the FDA has cleared it, there are a lot of individuals who now stand behind the vaccine. If you believe the vaccine is safe, and if the vaccine is available to you, and if you take the vaccine, the chances are the economy is likely to recover and get back on its feet much, much faster. Let's take a look at some interesting things that are emerging. First, we'll take a look at comments from the Republican congressman from New York, Tom Reed, also the Democratic congressman from New Jersey, Josh Gottheimer. They actually said they would lead by example. Let's take a look at the first shipment of the vaccine that is leaving the Pfizer facility in Michigan as we speak. And then we'll take a look at some rather interesting statistics related to whether you take the vaccine or not that are entirely dependent on you wanting to see if someone else took the vaccine, because that's human nature. We tend to do what other people do. No one wants to be the first mover in injecting something into their arm that they are, that they're not sure about. And also, here's the interesting thing. What does age have to do with your acceptance, with your willingness, with your ability to want to take the vaccine? Let's jump into all of that in this video. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Dr. Nitin Choda with Ignition Time. If you don't know anything about me, please check out my video. I really appreciate you watching. Let's just jump right in with some important attributes of what we can expect with the vaccine going forward. So what is the one thing that could potentially solve all of this? The vaccine. Distributing the vaccine quickly and distributing the vaccine in a way that's free for individuals, for our fellow Americans. Let's listen to Tom Reed and Josh Gottheimer from the Problem Solvers Caucus, who I did highlight in another video earlier. Let's listen to them talk about the importance of the distribution of the vaccine, because keep in mind, just having this vaccine available is not enough. It needs to move from point A, which is the lab of the pharmaceutical company, to your local Walgreens, CVS pharmacy or Rite Aid, or to your local doctor, and then make its way to your arm should you decide to take it. I say should you decide to take it because that's going to be up to you. But the important thing is the distribution of this vaccine, the logistical challenges that are now emerging. I do believe that we can beat these logistical challenges, and I do believe that the vaccine will be distributed quickly. But let's listen to Josh Gottheimer and Tom Reed and from the Problem Solvers Caucus, and let's hear them essentially agree and essentially state publicly that they themselves would take the vaccine. Tom Reed said that he would have his whole family take the vaccine and lead by example. So let's roll the tape and see what the co-chairs of the Problem Solvers Caucus, a Republican congressman from New York, Tom Reed, and a Democratic congressman from New Jersey, Josh Gottheimer, had to say. Let's roll the tape.
Congressman Gottheimer, let me quickly turn to the coronavirus vaccine that looks now it's about to get final authorization. Your state, your home state of New Jersey, broke its own record for coronavirus cases, well over 6,000 so far. Does New Jersey have everything it needs logistically right now to get things going quickly once the vaccine is finally authorized? That could happen tonight or tomorrow.
Well, I've been in regular touch with our hospitals and with our governor. They've got a very clear plan to distribute these vaccines, and I think obviously, the second we get them, we got to start getting them out and protect our healthcare workers and our long-term care facilities right away, and those who are vulnerable. It's critically important. And to your point, Wolf, we're facing a very tough time here in New Jersey with breaking a caseload record today, but also thousands of deaths every day. And just like around the country, it's the cases are spiking, and we've got to get these vaccines out. And really, Wolf, as you've pointed out before, the key is to make sure, and that's what we're focused on with the Problem Solvers Caucus, working with our senators, to help people through this tough time as we get the vaccine out, right? That's what this emergency COVID relief package is all about, getting into the next administration, helping people through a very tough winter and flu season so we can get there, and making sure we've got the resources for vaccine distribution, for helping our schools through this, for helping our families and our small business and our communities. That's what we've got to focus on right now, because we can see a light at the end of the tunnel. We just got to get there.
Well, what about New York State, Congressman Reed? Are my fellow Buffalonians in Western New York, are they going to get the vaccine shot as quickly as possible?
I believe so. We've been talking to the same resources here in New York, and the good news is the vaccine, this is the ultimate solution to this crisis and pandemic, and that's amazing news with the approval that we heard. And the bottom line is, to the point, we need to stress to people, and I will lead by example. I will take the vaccine. I'm recommending my wife and kids, they'll take the vaccine because, it is safe, and we need to get the vaccine widely distributed and also overcome this potential fear that's out there that people are potentially raising, that they don't want to take the vaccine.
Yeah, it's going to be a safe and effective vaccine.
Bipartisan support. We're both going to get the vaccine. That's bipartisan, and get it done.
It's so important right now, all these issues. Congressman Tom Reed, Josh Gottheimer, thanks very much for joining us. Good luck with this relief bill. Millions and millions of Americans, hard to believe, here in the United States of America, people are waiting in line for hours and hours simply to get some food to feed their families and their kids. You guys got to get this passed, and you got to do it quickly. Thanks so much for the effort. Thanks for joining us.
And in some encouraging news, let's take a look at this segment on your screen. This was reported by Pete Muntian, who's a CNN correspondent covering aviation and transportation. He reported that UPS and FedEx trucks, as we are talking, are carrying the first shipment of the COVID vaccine. They've left the Pfizer facility near Kalamazoo in Michigan. Let's take a look at the first shipment of the vaccine leaving Michigan to make its way across our country after all the FDA checks and balances have been passed and after the FDA approval has come through. Let's roll the tape and take a look. And in another rather interesting segment from CNBC, they provided us with some statistics on who's likely to take the vaccine. Now, there are two things that are super important in this clip I'm about to show you. Number one, whether you take the vaccine or not does seem to be largely dependent on your age. In other words, the older an individual, the more likely they are to say yes to the vaccine based on this CNBC survey. So you can take a look at it and decide for yourself. Number two, there's a lot of nervousness about being the first to take the vaccine because, it's almost like, when you're driving and, you see a lot of cars sort of, slowing down and you slow down as well. And, you take a look to your left and you're like, oh, there's a cop on the other side of the street. We tend to do what other people are doing. And now imagine if you're walking, on a street, on a sidewalk, and let's say someone in front of you was also walking and as they were walking, they looked up, right? They looked up. And as you're walking, you'll also look up. It's just human nature to not want to be the first to do something. This is human nature. This is human psychology. There's nothing wrong with it. It's the way we are all wired, which, by the way, is something, this is something that a lot of psychologists, a lot of politicians use successfully. They say, these people did it, so you should also do it. So this is essentially used as a mechanism of influence and persuasion by individuals who know how to exploit this mechanism, if you will, of trying to get someone to do something because others have done it. We all want to belong to a larger collective group. We don't want to be the odd man out, for the most part anyway. So as far as the vaccine goes, I believe that as more and more individuals will take the vaccine, I believe that as more and more influential individuals or authoritative or individuals who are respected essentially say, hey, I'm rolling up my sleeve, I'm taking the vaccine. I do believe more and more of our fellow Americans will take the vaccine, but rightly so, many of us are nervous about being the first person to try it out. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. This is just human psychology. Let's take a look at this rather fascinating segment from CNBC that talks about who's likely to take the vaccine, what some trends show, and how these trends have actually shifted. The trends that depict individuals who will take the vaccine actually show that more and more individuals over time are going to say yes to the vaccine, even more so when you see others taking the vaccine. Quite fascinating. Let's take a look at this segment and let me know what you think.
But are people actually going to get vaccinated when it's available? They fixed Kornacki's board, so he's here. What does the data tell us, Steve?
It's interesting, Shep, that target there maybe of getting 75% of the people to say they will do it. You could see here, this is the most recent data we have on the 60%. So it's a majority, but you're not quite at that level that folks like Anthony Fauci say we need to be at. But 60% say they definitely or probably would get it if they could get it today. 39% say they definitely or probably wouldn't. That's also an increase. If you look just a couple months ago, start of the fall, it was barely 50% who said they definitely get it, although way back in the early days of this pandemic, look back in May, over 70%, 72% back then said they would definitely or probably get it. And you were just talking about this. One of the things that may be giving some people a pause here, even those who say they want to get it, would they be comfortable being among the first to get it? You see only 37% say they'd like to be among the first to do it. A lot of folks saying in the polling they want to see some other people go first. Then they would kind of warm up to it.
Not me. I'll go first. What about ages? Are there differences in the demographics?
That's the interesting thing, too. You talked last night, I know, on the show about racially black Americans perhaps saying they're less likely to get it at this point. Here's another divide. You see, it's age. 65 plus senior citizens. This is the highest concentration by age of folks who say they would get it now. 75% of those 65 plus say they would get it. But take a look at the other age groups here, and you see it's not quite as enthusiastic. In fact, it's actually 30 to 49-year-olds. That's the smallest number you get there. 53% of 30 to 49-year-olds say they would definitely or probably get it now. Obviously, we've seen it's older people who are the hardest hit by this, and they are the most likely to say they would get it right away.
Yep, makes sense.
That's it, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me on a Sunday over at the Ignition Time channel. I really, really appreciate you. You have no idea how grateful I am to you. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. If you don't know anything about me, please check out my video. You'll learn more about who I am, what my journey has been like, and why you should listen to me. We release videos at 2 p.m. East Coast time most days of the week. That's 2 p.m. Get your cell phone out and send a text message with the word ignition or with the word time to 70,000. That's 70000, and you'll get added to SMS alerts list going forward. You can opt out of the SMS alerts list at any time. You'll get breaking news and alerts from us. You'll get important announcements about coaching programs that we might release. And again, you can opt out of the SMS alerts at any point in time that you want. You can also get added to our email list. Simply go to ignitiontime.com/alerts. That's ignitiontime.com/alerts. And then you'll get added to our email list going forward. Again, you can opt out of the emails at any point in time. Now, keep in mind, sometimes, not always, but sometimes YouTube does not always send out notifications on time. So all you have to do is simply bookmark youtube.com/ignitiontime. That's youtube.com/ignitiontime. And when you bookmark our channel, you'll be able to visit the homepage of our channel and watch the videos at any point in time that you want. So I think that's going to be great. So make sure you bookmark our channel. Also follow us on Instagram. Our Instagram handle is ignition_time. That's ignition_time. Follow us on Instagram, and then you'll be able to get exclusive news and content from us specifically on Instagram. Speaking of following us on other social media channels, I want you to follow us on Twitter as well. Our Twitter handle is the same as our Instagram handle, which is ignition_time. That's ignition_time. You'll get breaking news and alerts from us on Twitter. I want you to please comment below, participate in our growing community. You're welcome to join our community. You are a part of us. Our community is almost like a family right now. And the thing that makes me personally extremely proud about our community is that we are intelligent, we are respectful, we are bipartisan, and then we listen to each other. And I think you might make some new friends in our community as well, which, by the way, is growing very rapidly. It's something I'm particularly proud of. Please share this video with friends and family if you learned something new from this video. As always, you'll find a link to all of our resources in the description section below. So make sure you check out the description section of all our videos. Any video, all videos, check out the description section. You will see our resources, and you'll be able to dig deeper into those resources on your own at any point in time that you want. Please click like. Please subscribe, please enable notifications. That would be your vote of confidence in us. The amount of effort that goes into this channel behind the scenes is quite significant. All I ask of you is simply click the like button. Please click subscribe, please enable notifications. That would mean a lot to me. Thank you so much for watching. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time. Take care. Bye. Appreciate you.